Hi there, welcome to Clarke Auction, this July 28th Fine Art Auction preview. I'm going to share with you some of the highlights and interesting pictures in the sale. I'm going to start off first with this really interesting painting by the illustrator Robert Robinson, and this picture makes me chuckle with joy every time I see it. It's of a tramp being offered a bar of soap. Robertson's an interesting artist because he's a contemporary of Norman Rockwell and did Saturday Evening Post posters or covers. And this is lot 30 in our sale and estimated at a mere $3,000 to $5,000. Just think of the quality similar to Norman Rockwell. We're moving down below the Robinson to a French artist named Gaston Sabrère. And this is lot 23 in our sale, estimated at $1,000 to $1,500 with a Wally Finley Gallery provenance. We now move along the wall to the first of two Alan Tucker portraits that we have done in the 1920s. Above that we have one of two paintings in the lot 55 by Stephen Maxfield Parrish. And that name partially sounds familiar, Maxfield Parrish. Stephen was the father of Maxfield Parrish, the famous illustrator. Moving along the wall, we have this lovely painting by Levier, unframed, one of two in the sale. And below that, we have this really interesting 19th century continental school painting, lot 91 in the sale, which is of Cupid in attendance preparing Venus for a rendezvous, and that's estimated at $1,000 to $1,500. It has a bit of condition issues, but it's on the line, looks fabulous. Moving along the wall, we have another Alan Tucker, and this is estimated like the other at $2,000 to $3,000. Another Parrish above, and moving over, we now have another Charles Levier of some boats and flowers. And moving down from that, we have this really wonderful Abraham Wakowitz, which is a great watercolor by the artist, and it's also in a book. Moving along to the wall, we have what I think is really exciting is by Rupert Jensen Smith. You might say, well, that looks like an Andy Warhol, but he was a printer and one of the directors of Warhol's factory, and he really brought the glitter to Andy Warhol's prints. As you can see, he used diamond dust in this double male torso print. And that's estimated at $1,000 to $1,500. Now moving around, we come to this really large work by Isaac Clarke. This is estimated at $3,000 to $5,000, which is quite reasonable for the artist, and it's lot number 63. We're moving along the wall. I'd like to focus on this small painting by the artist Roy Carruthers, which is one of the Four Horsemen. Above that, we've got Julie Andrews as Mary Poppins, and that is by the illustrator Hirschfeld that we all know, and it's a great print, limited edition. And moving above that, we go to what we all feel like after the summer heat is by Warren B. Davis. It's lot 4 in our sale, and it's this charming little nude of a woman, and it's estimated at $1,000 to $1,500. We move over from the Davis to a Charles Henry Chapin, lot 100, also is estimated at $1,000 to $1,500. Lovely landscape. And we move now down to this unknown continental 20th century painting. I think it's one of the most interesting paintings in the sale. It is signed by an artist, but we couldn't quite figure it out, possibly in Belgium, and it's estimated at $800 to $1,200. It's worth looking on our site. It's lot 89. We're now moving over to In the Barnyard scene. It's Circle of the Herring, John Herring Jr. It's a charming little painting that you got some goats and this lovely horse. We now go to the Down Under, and we go to Pro Hart, who is one of the first of the several Australian artists we have. And above that, lot 54 in our sale is the George Warren Lohr. He's, I believe, from Maine, and it's a charming boat scene there. And we'll finish over with going to Hungary and Lot 35 by Mezoloy, who's a Hungarian artist, and he's well known in this misty, impressionistic, late 19th century work, and that's estimated at 1,000 to 1,500. Now here we are in the main room, and I'd like to share with you some of the interesting paintings we have here. We have two works by Mildred M. Resnick. She's virtually unknown, but she's really got a lot of talent, probably done in the 70s or 80s. I believe she was married to the architect Aaron Resnick, who is a follower of Frank Lloyd Wright. Now moving along, we also have an interesting self-taught African-American artist named Jamie Lee Sudduth. The interesting thing about his works, he painted and used materials that he had around. And actually the brown is mud. So that's what he's known for using in a lot of his paintings. We move now up to Andes, Maryland. This work is actually one of the two by Otto Decker that we have in the sale, lots 102 and 103. And above that, Marilyn Monroe is kind of a trompe-l'oeil of some mathematic equations. So now we're going to look at this fabulously large work, but interesting work by the Australian artist Fred Kress. It's called The Rhythm of Life. We've got it estimated at 1,000 to 1,500. We now move along the wall to another Australian, this time a female named Judy Cassava. She's interesting as she was born in Vienna and emigrated to Australia, of Jewish origin, and she was able to get to Australia on fake papers from her maid. We now move along the wall here. We've got some interesting nudes, and we also have by Paul Russo. This is titled 10th Street, this abstract expressionist. Other examples of works that we have subject matter-wise, we have coastline beaches, and then we have several in the sale by the artist Joachim Prost. You'll have to look at the different lots that we have, but he's a really interesting, thick painting artist. And next to those examples, we've got one of several Paul Frieds in the sale. This is a oil by him, but we got some really interesting watercolors, contemporary floating chairs, river scenes. And then we have this large work by the artist Otto Friedrich Gerber. This is after him, and this is called One of the Seven Sleepers, after the biblical story. And you can see on the wall that we have other sympathetic scenes, some old masters, landscapes. We've got an attributed Alexander Naismith, the Scottish artist, and we also have this watercolor in the corner, which is by May Harrison Bertoni. It's lot 73. It almost looks like a photograph, but it is a watercolor, and it's conservatively estimated at 500 to 700. There's a lot of interest in that work already. We have castles, some more Probst works that you get multiple paintings in the lots, and we've got cavaliers, some old master copies, a portrait by an interesting guy from New York City. You'll have to look online to get the details, more Probst. We've got religious works by Probst, and then we kind of go into some Maritimes. There's another Paul Fried, a lovely beach scene, which we don't like to be at. And as we move along, you can see more sailing ships. And we're a collection of, eclectic collection. And painting-wise, the last picture I'd like to mention is this self-portrait by Dana Riley Pond. He's a Connecticut artist. He looks like a cheery chap when he liked to paint. That is lot 90 in our sale and estimated at 600 to 900. And also one last thing that I'd like to show is we've got a great collection of decks or skateboards. These are limited edition works. This is one of three in a lot by Jeff Koons. So be sure to look at those limited edition. A lot of them have the packaging in them. and also the authentication labels and such. And for that, I'd like to just end with saying thanks for watching, and be sure to look at our auction catalog online at clarkeny.com. We've got 3 days of previews to come in, so you can come in from the beach. And be sure to look online, like I said, and good luck at the auction.